They are taking the leap. Folks, we are finally seeing the young core of the Golden State Warriors play to the level we need them to play. Brandin Podziemski and Moses Moody looking like they are taking massive strides just a few games into the regular season, but Jonathan Kuminga specifically playing at an all-star level, making it abundantly clear he is the biggest X factor on this roster. What's going on, everybody? I'm Houston Bo. You're watching Warriors Digest. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are 4 games into the regular season. Your Golden State Warriors 3-1. Another big game tonight against the Los Angeles Clippers. And we got word already that everyone expected to play tonight. Al Horford not playing on the first night of a back-to-back yesterday will return tonight to play against Ivica Zubac and the Los Angeles Clippers. Bradley Beal out for the Clippers. A big note for this upcoming game tonight as well. Want to remind you guys to hit that subscribe button. We've seen a bunch of subscribers come in over the past couple of weeks. Really appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button. Easiest way to support us, easiest way for you guys to never miss out on a video. So, one more thing I want to talk about real quick before we hop into specifically Jonathan Kuminga and why he's been playing at such a better level and why we are seeing the leap that he is taking to become a potential superstar in this league one day, a guy who will inevitably win this team a championship. I want to talk about this. Draymond Green, as much of a podcaster as he is an NBA player, as he is a defensive player of the year, and he says Draymond Green says the Warriors, Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, and Thunder are the only real contenders in the West. Warriors, Nuggets, Thunder, I obviously agree with. Lakers, Clippers, those are the 2 in there that are going to be iffy throughout this season. Let's talk about the Clippers first. The Clippers, they have such an old unit, just like the Golden State Warriors, right? They're going to depend on a rotation, whereas Golden State's rotation plays some younger guys that sort of mix into the rotation. Pretty much the Clippers run an 8-man rotation that's pretty much all older guys. Like, that's just the DNA of who that team is. So I could see them being very good, and I did predict them to be a high seed in the Western Conference. And the Lakers, if they don't have LeBron and Luka playing consistent minutes, they're just not going to win that many games. Austin Reeves has had to put up 40-point performances in the last 2 and still hasn't been able to get a win. So we'll see what happens. But I just bring this up because if you're not a fan, if you haven't been listening to the Draymond Green show, he has some awesome things to say, and it's such a fun atmosphere to see just a different environment of an NBA player like this talking to the media, to the fans. And it's just Draymond sitting in a chair talking to you guys about the things he loves, the things he wants to talk about. And also, it's rare that you get to see a current player talk about the regular season or talk about like the league he plays in as much as Draymond does. So let's get to today's hot topics. First of all, is this the best second timeline game ever? When we talk about the 2 timelines of the Golden State Warriors, there's the older guys, the Steph Currys, the Draymond Greens, the Jimmy Butlers, hey, let's flood this rotation with as much star talent as possible to fill the second timeline and allow them to get championships before they retire and head off into the sunset. The other timeline, the other part of that, right? Jonathan Kuminga, Moody, Podziemski, the younger guys who were trying to still develop and continue to see what their potential is down the line. It's difficult to make the timelines mesh sometimes because you want to invest in the younger talent while prioritizing the older guys winning, right? That is hard to do. Tonight was the best example of how to mix those 2 timelines. Moody draining threes. His release looks a lot quicker. He looks more confident from behind the arc. Pods hitting shots again. Is his slump over? Potentially. We see the basketball sage here on Twitter breaking down exactly why JK's evolution has been so good. He's really playing at the perfect wing role player position right now. The Warriors, rebounding, moving the ball, rejecting middies, defensive effort, hitting free throws, lower usage, impressive. He has looked fantastic through the first few games of the year, and I expect Jonathan Kuminga to continue his hot play as the season rolls on. And this is exactly why Jonathan Kuminga is playing better. He says it's something that I'm trying to have, it's something that I'm trying to have going throughout the year and throughout my career. I think I just enjoy doing it. This is specifically talking about in-depth on rebounding and being a main component of his game. He said, what can I add to my game that's not just scoring? And when you watch all these off-season workout videos, you see Jonathan Kuminga slamming the ball. You see him shooting it from outside. You see him, focusing on the turnaround midi. And that concerned me because it was like, okay, Jonathan, do you realize that those aren't the things that we need you to work on? We need you to work on rebounding the basketball, being a consistent defensive player, guarding the best player, which hats off to him. I just saw a comment on my previous video, someone mentioning, hey, let's give Kuminga credit for wanting to guard the best player on the floor every single night. That's what he's done so far. Luka put up 50. There's been a couple other good performances against the Dubs, but for the most part, Kuminga's done a solid job playing defensively against the best player. And you're just seeing that he is committing to every aspect of the game as opposed to just trying to score the basketball like he has in previous seasons. I absolutely love it. Let's talk about this second timeline. The three main guys in that timeline, Moses, Moody, Kuminga, Brandin Podziemski. This is the best young timeline, second timeline, whatever you want to call it, game that we've maybe seen for the Golden State Warriors over the past few seasons. Moses Moody with 20 points, hitting 5 threes. Podziemski has 20 points, hitting 5 threes. Kuminga, 25, 10, and 4, hitting all his free throws, all of them in the plus positive area for plus minus. First time these three guys have all scored 20 plus in a game together, and this just shows the potential that this team has when these role players play their role and they do it well. Draymond, Steph, Jimmy out. You know what you're going to get from those four, right? You know that they are playing at a level at their age where they understand that, nerves and all that type of stuff. Like, yes, it still plays a factor, but they are solidified in the type of player that they are. They have their game down pat, and it's about these younger guys finding ways to impact the games at all levels. Last night, they certainly did that, hoping they can continue that trend as the season goes on. Curry talked about that younger unit and the other guys saying, hey, when we aren't playing that well, when Steph, when Jimmy, when they're having an off night, anyone can step up and somebody has to step up. Inevitably, you have to have that guy coming off the bench making plays. Sometimes it's Buddy Hield, sometimes it's Gary, sometimes it's Will Richard, right? And early throughout the season, Moody, Pods didn't look great. Obviously, this is only the second game of the season for Moody, which is why we can't overreact when we see a bad night. But Moody, Pods looked fantastic last night. That's how you get through a regular season, says Steph. He says just the unpredictability, but the confidence that, hey, everyone can step up. And that's just sort of talking, too, about the balanced scoring attack of Golden State and how the offense is designed, right? This is an offense in constant motion that's looking to get everybody involved, right? It's not an offense that works if Steph Curry is the only one contributing on the offensive side of the ball. Sure, there are going to be nights where he just takes over. We saw it the other night against Denver. Nobody could get anything going, and Steph steps up, makes a lot of big plays. We win the game. But that is not sustainable for an entire season, and you're going to have nights like last night where everybody else steps up. I love to see it. Steve Kerr talking about Jonathan Kuminga, saying the way he's rebounding, the way he's attacking the rim, that's what makes him special. When he's playing to that talent level, to that ability, it changes our team. And I agree with him wholeheartedly. Jonathan Kuminga is the biggest X factor on this team. We've seen it through the first couple of games. He's playing with an aggression and a confidence that we haven't seen from him in previous seasons. We've seen some of that, but it hasn't been paired with high IQ decision-making and a commitment on the defensive side of the basketball. When he puts all those things together, like he has been doing over the last few nights, it is scary, scary, scary for the rest of the league. 25, 10, and 4, 9 of 14 from the field, 7 of 8 from the line, 10 rebounds, 32 rebounds in 4 games, averaging 8 a night. I mean, Moses looks great. Podziemski looks great. We blew out the Grizzlies. We're 3-1. Clippers in San Francisco tonight. It's a late one. Where I'm at, the game won't tip off till 10 p.m. And I was up last night till 3 a.m. watching the World Series game, too, which ended up going 18 innings, tying a World Series record. I'll do my best to get a post-game video out tonight, breaking all things Warriors down, especially if it's a W over the Los Angeles Clippers. I expect to see you guys here on the channel tonight. Put your thoughts in the comment section down below. To go back to this for a moment, who are your guys' predictions to potentially win the championship this season? From the West and East, let me know who you think are legitimate contenders from both conferences. And then also, how optimistic are you about tonight's game with everybody healthy? No Brad Beal for the Clippers. Can we get the job done to improve in 4-1? I've been Houston Bo. You guys have been the fans. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, go Dubs. Catch you in the next one. Peace.